I said, VP, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you'll never ever leave from beside me, because I want you, and I need you, and I'm down for you always to take us to a third map. That's right, Virtus.pro staying alive here in Shanghai for the Intel Extreme Masters, and we are about ready to dive into just a little bit of analysis here going into Inferno. My lieutenants, of course, to the right. I'm your captain, Trace Thonis. We've got Blair and we've got Pimp. Guys, where do we even begin here with this VP on Inferno?
All of a sudden, I forgot all that just happened because of your opening.
Yeah, I had something prepared here, but yeah, that's out the window.
I mean, it was nice. It was nice. VP played a nice game.
Yeah.
Had a good showing right here. I think Tyloo put the foot off the gas pedal a little bit right here.
You know what the sad thing is?
Yeah?
That one, if you hadn't failed in Molotov, VP are in the finals right now.
You could say so.
Yeah, behind us was 2020. But then again, yeah, I completely agree with you. I think on the T side from Tyloo, they really didn't show much. The CD side, they lost the pistol round as well, and VP were, I think, 13-5 at one point. Sure, we saw a little mini comeback coming in, but it was not enough. You need a few more rounds to build it. I think Tyloo would have probably been able to make it a little bit closer, but you can't really have a 10-5 T-half and then lose the pistol round, and give VP so many rounds, so to speak.
And it makes you question why they picked Inferno over Mirage. We talked about it.
I said it earlier, right? Why? They think they know how to play this map, but I didn't say anything special from that. Sure, okay, well, one good thing to credit where it's due to Tyloo, they did go for banana control very often. They had early map control, but after that, what? Like, VP would obviously retake banana control later on. So whatever map control that initially, it kind of just fell apart, kind of dissipated into the air, and VP pretty much had a lot of free reign as to what they wanted to do, especially towards Arch, towards banana late in the round and whatnot. So yeah, good to see VP coming back though.
Yeah, VP definitely coming back on the map, but we actually saw some players get really activated over on the Virtus.pro side. Who sticks out to you guys?
Neo.
I mean, Neo had a great showing, and it's one of these times that we don't often compliment Neo for having a good game. So when he does, we look out for it and we make sure to mention it. So it's good to see him finally again showing up and having a decent level. I will say Miho as well had a decent game. I think he's the key for Virtus.pro. I think he's the star man for this team. He's the future basically for the team. So having him playing a great tournament here, where they may or may not go to the final, is a very important thing for VP. Not only for this event, but also going into the future with this new lineup.
Yeah, and also for Miho, right? Sure, when he was the new man in the team and Snatch is still there, I'm sure there would be a lot of pressure on him to perform, or your role in the team is not really set in stone yet. But Morel's coming in, and then he's going to be going out as well. Snatch is coming, so I think his that pressure or that tension in the back of his mind that, hey, am I still going to be in the team if I have a bad tournament? I think it's off now, so it's great to see him activated, like you just mentioned. So yeah, good signs for VP, but it is cash.
It is cash, and that is our third map. But I really think too, if you're on either side of this table, if you're Virtus.pro or you're Tyloo, you're starting a fresh slate. We talked about it in the group stages, and now here in the semifinal, you've gone to 3 maps. You've pretty much rebooted here. Yeah. You get a chance here on the last map to say, hey, this is best of one. Perhaps we can kick it off again.
I mean, the thing with VP is, and their cash, we see them play twice already. First time against Hellraisers, which wasn't necessarily too bad. They lost 16-13, I believe, and lost both pistol rounds. So it was a fairly close game when it comes into the gun rounds. Whereas against Firepower, it was a blowout. Against Firepower team, they
it was overtime actually.
Was it overtime? Oh, that was cash. Yeah, it was overtime.
19-15.
So there we go. It wasn't really too good either. So I think if Tyloo have done their homework against VP on cash, I think they're going to be in for a rough run. VP necessarily, we talked about it on the first map as well. They don't have too much depth in the team. They have the way they play, they have the style, they have the defaults they have. But when you go beyond that, there's not much to be digging down to. So for VP, I would be scared if Tyloo come in prepared.
You know, one man that you should be scared of over on the Tyloo side would be a Bintet. We actually have Matt Andrews over there who's able to catch a few words with him before we jump into cash.
Yeah, we have this giant third map to look forward to. Bintet, thanks for stepping aside to tell us how you're feeling right now. Mistakes from VP in the first map. You eventually took it back off of them, but you've given them yours. How did that happen?
Yeah, actually in train we feel pretty confident because our team was better now, but we managed to get 7 at City, I guess, or 8. I think it's pretty enough for us. So after that half, I know that we can win train, and then Inferno. I thought VP doesn't feel really comfortable at that map, but I think he has a really good game plan and anti-strat on City, so we cannot handle that. But in catch, we feel really confident.
Why isn't Mirage, though, making an appearance? We know you can do that.
Because we feel like Mirage, their best map, and we already faced them at Mirage, and we played them.
So you didn't want to take it there again. All right, but we'll go to Cash. And the winner of this will go to our grand final here at IEM Shanghai. That would mean so much to you to get onto that stage and potentially win this whole thing with this crowd cheering you on as well.
Yeah, I think in catch, Tyloo gonna win. We feel really confident and gonna get the champion.
Going to get this and the champion. Why are you so confident on Cash? What are we going to see?
Just feeling it.
Just feeling it might be all you need to do. Tyloo are feeling it, Trez. They think that they'll be on our final stage in 2 days.
Well, he might be onto something, and that man Bintet is definitely going to have a say in that happening too.
Yeah, absolutely. He has been relatively little quiet this series, right? He had a pretty crazy round with the Deagle at 1v3, but apart from that, he has been kind of quiet while, you know, somebody has really been stepping up extra at some great moments as well. Interesting thing you just mentioned right there is like, yeah, we don't want to play Mirage because we think it's a good map for VP, and, you know, they lost to them once at CAC a month and a half back. That's the thing. They're playing too scared. They're playing, you know, trying to desperately not to give VP any chance and playing on maps where they're not comfortable on. Rather, I would say if I was Tyler, just taken out Mirage and just like gone for it and just taken the fight. So I think that mentality, that could potentially give the win to VP.
I definitely agree with that. That said, though, it sounded like Bintet was very confident in the Cash, and I think that's a big takeaway from this whole interview, is that he believes so much in the Cash abilities. We've already seen VP play twice. I just said it. They have a decent showing against Hellwizards, then a poor showing against Firepower, despite them winning. So if the Tyloo have done their homework, they know everything VP is going to throw at them. And if you know everything you're going to throw at them, there shouldn't be any surprises in that sense.
Always
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Agree.
I heard something
Hello?
in the air.
Gaben, is that you? No, I'm kidding. You know, also another thing here playing the cards of Tyloo would even be this crowd, man. I walked out there and it is strictly standing room only. There are people sitting on the floor now watching this thing, and you can hear it. It's animated when these guys get around or they get a frag.
A lot of anime as well.
Yep, there you go. That's not bad, and he is definitely onto something. But we do have a chance to hear a little bit about Virtus Pro. You might know them as the Polish Plow, but we did get a Q&A session, so let's hear that.
For me, VP is always VP. We're still playing for Russian organization. I have like a Neo next to me, so we still two warriors in Virtus Pro. Everything is new right now. We bring Moral to the team, and Moral give us new things when we can put on the game. So for us, it's a different play style. We love play old style game sense, and they give us a lot of freshness. I am 30 years old, and I didn't expect I can put in my game new style. I watching him his POV, and he give me a lot of good things. Finally, we have 3 young guys and two old papas. When I see we don't VP is not on the list on the tournament, when it's the announcement of the events, it's very painful, really. So no VP. I always watching on screen from home the matches. My baby on my knee. We're working on it. We need to put right now 100 times more harder training than before. That's it. Work, and maybe again someday VP won't be on the list. Goal is to win this event. We've been here 1 month ago. Good memories. Hope so it will be good memories once again.
You heard it from the Papa there. They're not happy about not being at these events, but that's what happens when you have a roller coaster of a year plus of not exactly showing the most crisp Counter-Strike possible.
I mean, for the first time, they actually make me believe in VP. They're doing the right thing. They got rid of Tess. I think that was a good thing, just to shape it up a little bit. Not necessarily anything against Tess as a player. He's a fine guy, great motivator, fine player, but something needed to change, They took pride in having the same 5 guys playing together but being bad, and there's nothing to take pride in that. So changing up the lineup now, getting in Snatchy as well. I think Mihu and Snatchy are 2 very capable players of making this VP motivated again, and that's all they need. We know how good they can be when they're motivated, and for the first time in, I would say, 2 years, we're finally seeing VP doing the right thing and actually trying the best right now. So I'm going to be looking forward to see them after the break.
Yeah, absolutely. And also the fact with Snatchy coming in, and I've seen Ego play so many times, and that guy's just a beast, right? Probably potentially might be the best Polish player right now in the scene. So you get Snatchy in, you have Mihu who's playing at a pretty high level right now, and that motivation, that could activate, that could be the catalyst to trigger Bialy to come back to what he was at one point. There was once upon a time where you didn't win against Bialy, he let you win. That's his thing, right? He's such a dominant player, and we do see some sparks of it. At the same time, he also seems deflated all the time. So all of these, the main fragments and perform, Pasha just does what he has to do, and Neo just has to do Neo things. I think we might see a team that can contend again.
We might be able to see that. And actually, I did just get word that knife round is underway. So we should be jumping in the game any minute. That's right. Hold your poggers. Everybody relax. Just calm the heck down. We've got 30 seconds, and I want to know who you guys have taking this whole series on cash.
VP is gonna be good after the summer break, but for now, Tyloo is gonna be the better team. They know how VP is gonna play on cash, and we're gonna see a Chinese team in the final.
Yeah, I'm going with China #1 here.
And that could be the sentiment. China #1, but perhaps only time will tell. Could it be the Poles? Could it be the Chinese? And, well, a grand final with either of those should amount to a great showing. And I think on that note, we should be able to bring in the the commentators. We're already here.
We're already here. I mean, Chad does wear many caps, so yeah.
Well, let's get this bad boy underway. I think we're jumping into cash any second.
Anytime now.
Trish, what do you think?
About these two teams? Yeah. I think let's get it on. Take it away, Chad. Take it away, Matthew.
I'm going to take it away and never bring it back. It's all mine now, Stunner. Well, it's Tyloo and Virtus Pro, and it is all theirs, literally, to play for. We are in map 3 of a best of 3. Winner of this moves on. And on to the final. Tyloo, they stole map 1, or rather were gifted it. Virtus Pro stole back map 2 without the mistakes. Where does that leave us? I don't know who the favorite is, Chad. The Pistols have certainly been the favorite of Virtus Pro. Captain Mo has been the one man, the exception of that. Starting off well, Bintet's going to aid in helping him this time as Neo gets one back and vanishes inside of the smoke, but he's spotted, and they know where he is. Finally, a pistol round that looks like it could go the way of Tyloo on merit rather than a lack of diffuse.
Anything's possible. It is Counter-Strike, so let's not rule out Bialy and Mihu in this retake. So far, we've seen very interesting scenes, but Captain Mo says no. And Mihu in a 1-on-4, they should just face him together, take him down and away. Oh, hold up, that got a little bit interesting. Got 2 nice kills, going to add to the bank right there, but not to be. The round will go in the favor of Tyloo. Interesting note, Matt, Tyloo won the knife and opted to stay on the T side, so obviously wanting to run into this with momentum. And I have been on the receiving end of Tyloo constantly hitting that B bomb site.
Yeah, you and Tyloo, and well, Renegades in general, and Tyloo, little nemesis of each other, aren't you?
Somewhat. I definitely am a fan of the type of Counter-Strike that they play, but I'm not going to say we haven't had our battles. We haven't had our backs and forths over the years, and now I get to stand here and talk about it. Will be the force buy coming out from Virtus Pro.
Naturally, you'd expect that CT side, but the fact of the matter is that the fact they've gone for armor, that is that they won't be able to buy as aggressively when the guns do come out. Presuming, of course, they aren't successful beforehand with the pistols and armor. Xcurate and DD evaluating the B side of the map. Somebody waited out toward the squeaky door. He'll back off now. Mo still in middle. Bintet takes bomb back over to the previous and the first 2 names that I mentioned. So B side seems to get the bias at the 1-minute mark, despite fanning out into a default and seeing what Virtus Pro is throwing at them. Now, the interesting thing about that is they haven't found any information inside of the B site, and that is actually where there's quite an interesting little setup from Virtus Pro. 3 players on the platform. Flashes in, smokes down. Bintet burns Neo. That's 1 gone before they even arrive, so that might take away any chance of, okay, fair enough. Take away the surprise. Somehow Mihu finds a slight gap in the smoke. He finds one with the P250, and instantly the CZ gets a kill, and the smoke works to the advantage of Morals. That was very clever.
Wow.
As he went all the way around, and 2 members shut down all 5 with pistols to start.
Okay, I need to point something out here. Even though Mihu and Morals are the players getting the kills, I noted this as that round was unfolding, that Pasha was the mid player, and he had 2 flashbangs in hand. Now, if you're the mid player and you're rotating in, you can throw flashes through heaven to allow your players from the bomb site to swing. Those flashes completely stifled the attack of Tyloo, allowed the pistols time to flourish around the smoke and get the kills. Pasha didn't get any frags, but without those flashes, they would have just been completely collapsed upon. They would have had no reason to, I guess, slow things down. And that's one of those plays. Those are the flash assists. Those are the support rounds that are very difficult to highlight. And here we saw it just unfold right in front of our eyes, and VP snatch a round away from Tyloo, who have opted to force buy back with 2D, or 3 Deagles, mind you, and 2 CZ75s. Bintet with a smoke and a flash of his own. This will be interesting to see where they want to end up with this approach. Jiggle peeking over towards B is somebody right now, getting a little bit too inquisitive. Boom goes the
wee.
Deagle. The quick change as well, and back between his legs he goes. He's happy with that one. Doesn't want to stay around for too long. Now, Matt, if we remember back to watching VP earlier in the piece, they were using Neo in the vent a lot. This is throughout the tournament. We saw them play. Neo was in the vent a lot on gun rounds. We had Morals, who had a very lackluster CT side on the first game we saw them play. He was getting isolated at that bomb site and taking advantage of for sure. This is going to be an ace smoke here from BnTeT. And that is where they're going to be busting out of Squeaky Door and collapsing onto the site.
Ali waiting as Pasha firing down from Catwalk. He's still there with the M4, but it's somebody that gets him back instead with the Deagle, combined with Xcurate for the kill. Look at the HP though. BnTeT, Xcurate pretty much just waiting to die at this point in time. Putting up a fight!
Wow.
Okay! I say that, and suddenly they both strike, immediately getting away with it. 15 and 9 HP, but they find a kill apiece, and it is Neo left in a very winnable 1 versus 2, but an awkward one because they've had the amount of time in the post plant to get position. Xcurate has the information. That's even more important. That incendiary.
Oh, he's sitting
Is
it.
it gonna
They
spread?
can't do anything.
They can't. Neither of them can peek. That's brilliant. Neo's actually one-upped them. They couldn't do anything about it because of the HP, and he gets away with that.
The fact that he had a Molotov that late in the piece to use in that fashion. I was about to praise BnTeT for the way he played that situation. The whole idea was Xcurate would take the duel, he would fall. There is no way Neo would expect another player to be in Squeaky Door, and then afterwards pick on out, get the kill. But whew, this round got awfully tight with the pistols. The Chinese are looking dangerous, or the Indonesians, should I say. Now, I think they will opt, even with that plan.
Aren't they Polish?
Haha. There's 7 Polish players in the server at the moment. They do have the option, if they wanted to force buy again, because they can keep the pressure on that economy of VP, but it looks like they are just going to go for the pistol upgrade and go for the gun round in the next. So we do have some legendary 1.6 players from China next to us, I believe. So people at home, I think so. I don't know. I haven't had confirmation, but I think it's Alex.
I just got confirmation. It's Alex 44 and Sakula.
Sakula, yeah.
And that is
I remember watching them.
confirmed by Declan, our talent manager, who has gone out and found that for us.
Thanks, Declan. You keep being awesome, man. All right, it's going to be another A play coming in.
You thought he was kidnapped this morning.
I did. I worried about Declan this morning.
But he's all right. Somebody gets out to Squeaky Door. The other 4 will combine together with... I was trying to think of what it's called with the Power Rangers, like Morph, but there's only 4 of them, they're not 5. Anyway, they're all in A main. That's the point I was going for, Chad.
Well, they can make a Megazord.
A Megazord. Okay, there it is. That's the word I, definitely couldn't remember. So Flash one side, Molotov another. Bialy goes forward of it. Smart play, but only gets 1 for it. DD's actually able to turn around, not fully blinded, and catch him before he gets all the way into the corner. So Mihu has to compensate. So too the rotation from Pasha. And the rotation pretty good considering he's got an off bump already. Xcurate. Oh, baby! Even Bialy is holding his mouth in disbelief.
Well, the bomb will go down as we do get to take a look at the pure and utter stunned Bialy. And lots of damage is done now onto Morals. This 2-on-1 is possible.
Neo does have a slight advantage in the fact that he is coming for the flank, but Xcurate's got another forklift. I don't think he's going to see it. I don't think he's going to have the timing right. Neo's just barely got there. If he stayed facing the door or gone to the corner, he might have had luck on his side. But Neo is just barely, again, the one to clutch it back for Virtus Pro.
These rounds are bloody tight. They're doing so much with so little.
And again, in the long run, that makes a huge difference for the economy, the reinvestment that is forced out.
Whew, all right, well, Tyloo now get guns on the board. Let's see if they can be just as deadly with the more powerful, or more expensive at least, weaponry. Utility as well, and the crowd loving it. There's nothing more exciting than a Deagle 1B. Now, Tyloo did struggle a little bit on their T side. I know their CT side was relatively disruptive when they had somebody up close and personal. And let's see what kind of approach they can go with here. It does start with the default spread. Somebody, the caretaker of Squeaky, BnTeT and Xcurate, covering off a main for any aggression. Captain Mo has to worry about middle. And DD passively over towards B. Just making sure that the CTs can't grab any free real estate. That smoke is an issue. Now, the way that you react to this is very telling.
There's a couple of options in play here. When a piece of real estate has potentially been taken away from you like this, you have to grab somewhere else. So mid-control appears to be the port of call as Xcurate gets boosted up. Somebody will be throwing a Molotov from his position towards the vent to deal with Neo.
Force him out. DD, by the way, just to note, is not in position towards Sunroom. To spot him falling back, oftentimes, although as is the case now, there wasn't when I started mentioning this, as is the case, when that happens, you have someone waiting, but oftentimes smokes go down to let the player get away. But either way, they didn't attempt to it. And it won't be a convergence toward B immediately after shuffling him into Checker and knowing that he's there. It's me who instead, at Sandbags, another position you would commonly check with a Molotov. A bit optimistic as he didn't know DD was already out inside middle to run back toward Highway. But his job is certainly resounding in the round until Xcurate shows up from Squeaky Door, pistol in hand, and a bomb to be planted. And guess what gun he's picked up? Old Faithful, AWP. 1 versus 3. He nearly clutched back the last one. This time might have a better chance in that they're all coming from the same direction. He's still in the open. He needs to make a decision because almost the same as last time, he held it forklift rather than getting toward a main where he can control his own destiny.
Yep. I felt that was doable there. I thought he had a real shot in that. With how quick he's been on that AWP, making a pick and dropping back to another line, I felt he could hit these for days, but the plan will allow Tyloo to opt in for another buy. They do have enough money in the bank account. And they will be going for AKs. UMP on Bentet. I guess that's so he can grab himself enough utility. Or they might be going for a faster play. Could be telling of 1 or 2 of those signs as towards B. Smokes and Molotovs to get control. Come on in, and Morals with a big decision, pushing in front. Can't be helped, so he has to go huge.
DD, good response. Very quick snap to the right side. Finds the headshot with the AK-47, and now he'll take over the Checker position. That smoke, ooh, ominous! But Pasha able to get back out, and he's got Xcurate as well. He's still got position inside the Checker room. I'm even confused as to how Bintet stayed alive that long, how Pasha stayed alive that long. He finally gets inside the vent, but it finally works out that they get stabilization in that position on the Tyloo side, and Mo gets the kill that is offsetting to bring it to a 1 versus 2. Somebody, I give him credit there, recognized it was a bad smoke and had to hold the angle.
Yeah, a risk nonetheless, but the fact of the matter was that is going to put VP in an interesting position when it comes to the cash money. Pasha has enough to buy, Neo definitely not. Bialy needs to take out a loan. Now, the reason that they'd be taking this pause, they can get an interesting buy together. They could grab an M4 on Pasha. Morals could buy a UMP. Mihu could even grab himself an M4 if he wanted to take the risk. And what you'd be doing is keeping pressure on the economy of Tyloo because they're not in a position of any great stature either with their cash flow. After they've reinvested in this round, there's 1,800 left on DD and he leads the way. And there's a couple of players sitting down there waiting for the Centrelink check to come through. That's the dole in Australia. I just realized saying that wouldn't make much sense. What's the dole called in
I don't know what dole.
Oh, if you're on the dole, you get paid by the government and you don't have a job.
Oh, welfare?
Yeah, that's probably a better word.
I mean, there's a lot of social assistance programs as well, but welfare is the one I think you're looking for. It's like child support, etc., stuff like that, job security that you buy into. Unemployment insurance, basically.
I think these people get like $900 a week or something for not doing anything.
Yeah, so that's welfare, is what you're speaking to. Flash in, they want to check A main. Captain Mo, from forward to be spotted. They didn't really invest much commitment to it after the flashes, just a quick little peek. Still waiting. It looks like they want to go again, but they only have one flash. Mihu is there to throw it, and I think he's going to just now. Problem is with somebody at that door, if this timing is off, somebody's going to absolutely destroy them. Mo with his smoke out could be a problem. Flash goes in, he spotted it, but they get it. They get the blindness, and the smoke now down. Pasha's going to get away with this. There's nothing that somebody can do. That could have easily gone the other direction, and somehow, with a bit of luck, they time it when the nades are drawn. And 2 kills. Fair play to Virtus Pro.
Great nade. Oh, didn't land.
This is falling. This is catastrophic. Pasha picking up the AK. That's such unfortunate timing for Ty Lue. They even looked away, realizing, oh no, here comes the flash, and it was too late. Morals is going to swing in and try and pincer them, but DD at useless is very useful.
Saving.
As he has the AK.
They've made the decision to save here. And once again, Flash is the hero for VP.
If I'm Virtus Pro, you've got one gun picked up. Okay, I take it back. Bialy now has the up. I was going to say, throw everyone at that door.
Yeah.
Get somebody down. Neo loses his pistol. The other three have weapons, so now there's no need to do that because they want to build up their bank, and
Why?
somebody gets Mihu.
Why did he even attempt that? If he died,
He gets no money.
if he died and he was my teammate, I would have slapped him in the back of the bloody head. That is, we've seen some dumb decisions today. That is such a huge one in the sense of you're holding on to those two guns. You've committed to the save. And right there, you're going to pick on the last second where you're bang on. If you die in that scenario, you have no money in the bank, and then this buy in this round is completely and utterly wasted because you want to be selfish and get a kill. I'm still tilted at the fact that he tried to save on the last round of the last map.
Yes, yeah, you were.
Someone ever talk to this guy? I don't speak Mandarin, but we need to have a word.
Well, they are not wasting any time this round with the AKs, but Mihu knows what they're up to, knows that there was a lot of utility thrown toward middle. I enjoy this. You and Henry getting tilted, it's entertaining.
I don't often like players because I was one and I know, but that is just, it doesn't make sense, right? Like it just doesn't make any sense, and this doesn't make sense as Ty Lue are able to get onto the A bomb site with ease. DD that saved AK, 2 big kills, and now VP are locked on out. Now are they going to save?
Didn't even matter that they went straight down the middle, up the gut. Fact of the matter is you said they got that second AK in position to open up the site directly, and DD's just holding toward middle this time. Pasha wants the AWP. It'll be a return serve of breaking down the economy on the other side. Pasha's got 5550, not 55. 5,550. You get the point. Still going to try and save it. They want that gun gone.
Yeah, and they really, this is where it becomes questionable. Do you go for the chase, or do you just let them hold on to these weapons? Because your economy hasn't been built at all. So
they'll have, if Pasha can drop 2 and still have the op. Post round, he's now up to 7,050, so he'll drop 2. Morals,
he can drop a UMP.
Yeah, I was going to say, it won't be a full rifle, but they can buy around this.
And the fact that he has full utility means that that money will just go to a gun. It will actually be a scout, yeah. Okay, maybe Neo wanted to play with range. Oh no, Morals is actually going to take, no, they're dropping back and forth. There we go, eventually, okay, so Neo's going to take the
Neo,
scout.
get armor, please.
Let's see if maybe they'll play more of a retake setup with that on the board, maybe. I know VP in the past, at least historically, have had some really good B retakes, but no, it looks like they want to play in the side. Neo and Morals over there.
Neo did get armor, just to note. I thought he left it to the last second to buy, and they were throwing the guns back and forth. I could have easily seen him just forgetting by accident in that case.
We have seen that happen a lot, though, haven't we? It's
Yep.
not that unusual. People get a bit flustered. So Ty Lue have given themselves a chance here to get back in the game. Now, obviously, the scoreline is only 5-3 for VP, but the way that the economy was trickling, it felt like VP were going to take a commanding lead. If Ty Lue were able to grab this round, they're able to punish Virtus Pro in this situation, they will force them down to an eco. And at that point, have a chance to tie things up and even potentially take the lead. Somebody, just to note, only has a MAC 10. Bentet has enough to drop an AK.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Distribution of wealth. I mean, somebody therefore is essentially the equivalent or the antithesis, if you will, to Neo on the scout.
I don't think Ty Lue do as well with the slow approach, but they have been able to get players onto A bomb side. It is all a ruse. Captain Mo will find a kill, but the attack is over towards B.
He's lucky he got inside of that smoke when he did, because exactly that. Mihu would have spotted him walking out towards CT. Instead, Mihu strikes. Bintet over toward B. It was a great fake because they sold it by getting enough kills.
This is what they did on Train. Remember all the misdirection and late round plays that they were doing, and it just really threw VP for a bit of a spin. Replicating that here on Keish in the early stages of their first half. Now this is a situation I was talking about. VP have to take an eco. Bialy looking very unhappy with how this is unfolding. Morale in the camp probably not at an all-time high. And then to note as well, Matt, if we look at the rounds that VP have won, 2 have been eco rounds, well, pistol upgrade rounds, and back off good flashes. So they've had the teamwork with the pistols, just need to get it going with the gun rounds. So we can't rule them out of any situation because, hey, P250's on the board and a couple flashes once more. Oh, I love that flash through the skylight there. They're going to push in through and get 2 big kills, put a lot of pressure on Captain Mo, who has 3 CTs in his near vicinity, and a nice little boost over the top won't be expected. Captain Mo also has to worry about T-Spawn stepping on out with the great timing. Take down Bialy, and at this point he's just mitigating any more losses, making sure they can't pick up both of the dropped guns. They have managed to get one of them. That's a huge shot from...
Yeah, that's a USP up close headshot against an AK that had no idea he was there. Now the gun is easily grabbable, but Mihu goes running toward a main and gives himself up. Bomb planted. Neo now at least has that information, and by isolating somebody, can get a smoke on it, stay inside the silos. Now, he didn't tap that long enough. I'm not sure. I didn't hear it, but he might have. Either way, Excurate is chasing it down, and Neo absolutely does.
This is absolutely mental, Matt.
Oh, no.
No, he's got it. He's got it.
Okay,
He's got it.
yeah,
I'm confident.
5 seconds. Yeah, he does. All right. Carry on.
Out of the 6 rounds that VP have won, 3 of which have been with pistols and no armor and just a couple of flashes. If Tyloo could convert these rounds, which day in, day out should be gimmies, well, we could be looking at I don't know, an 8-2 kind of scoreline. But we're sitting here 6-4 with a VP advantage. Once again, the rounds they shouldn't be losing, they are, and the questionable counter-strike is definitely on the cards. Their team play in these situations and the idea behind everything that they're doing, VP, in these low buys, is so fundamentally sound, it's perfect. But it doesn't work against top teams because you don't have the weaponry. It shouldn't work. You are doing the right play. What normally works is maybe someone getting a 3K around a smoke or something like along those lines. As an individual play, they're doing stacks together, they're playing off each other, they're playing off flashbangs, they're setting each other up, and it's all working. Smooth as butter.
Bialy still toward the site. That extinguishes. He's going to stand tall to try and see above the smokes, promise the flashes. Gets back down just before they can see him, goes back up. So tune is his vision return, but you have to rely on the smoke for safety. That gives up the innards of the site and allows the bomb plant. Most importantly, has an aid from range will soften them up. Or rather, perhaps just Bintet, as it appears. Mihu's got good position and good time to be here as well. They're still inside of the site and have no idea he's here. Free kill. First one, spot of the shoulder toward quad as well. That distracts Captain Mo. Pulls him in the open. He might find the kill, but it allows the players from Truck to get closer as a result of his distraction. And on top of that, they've also got another toward a main, which means somebody, thankfully, has a smoke behind him because back exposed. Morals was unfortunate almost not to find him. A one-on-one, and it comes to Excurate. Morals knows he's up against the op, and the timing works in his favor.
Boy, oh boy, the confusion.
He doesn't. He's off it. This time he's not going to get the favor. He wants the AWP. It's Tyloo 6-5.
I thought he had that.
I question that. That was extremely close.
I thought he... All right, well, either way, they didn't win the round. A 5v5 A-site retake, if that's your game plan, it's normally not too bad, right? Like if you go, okay, guys, we're going to play retake, we'll get the AWP set at Truck, we'll have someone at Highway, there's not too many dramas there. To try, but normally the stipulation is you have a routine to retake, right? You know that, hey, we have a smoke frame main. We're going to make sure we Molotov forklift. We're going to land a molly at quad, flash and go. In this situation, VP were relying more on players' positions, and that flank from Mihu was good. It's just difficult to isolate all of those duels with all the potential crossfires that can be set up on the A-bomb site. It got very messy. VP did a very good job to get it down to a one-on-one. But that's one of those almost impossible rounds to retake. Still, we are in a very similar scene to all the other maps so far. No one yet to build a proper economy. VP pulling out double AWPs and then 3 pistols to go with it.
Shot from Excurate takes out Morals. Neo, though, unrelenting, will go back out. He barely gets away. 18 HP, and well aware of the fact that there's no one else in the site to hold off the second entrance from Checker, so he's got to be very careful on how he chooses to retreat, if he can at all, and he gets caught in that position of awkwardness as Pasha has an op and somehow gets away with being caught with his pants down and still getting the shot off. Aggressive finds Didi. Did he spot somebody? He certainly hears him. He absolutely hears him. Somebody. How did he not hear it in turn? Sneaks behind him, and Pasha gets a free one. Bombs down, and Checker, he's aware of it, tries to spam through, but can't quite catch BnTeT, who now has a minute to work with. A massive amount of time in which he can create doubt in that alone. But he goes back to the site, and has the angle. Pasha walks back into it, and BnTeT ties things at 6.
How back and forth is this? I thought Daddy was home then. He went huge in a situation where he had no right to be in. Taking some very interesting duels and making that all sing. But boy, oh boy, normally when you invest into AWPs like that and the other guys only have pistols, you want to allow the AWPs to go for as many kills as possible. 2 players on the VP side with pistols fell before the AWP had even had a kill, and even established itself to force the hand of Tyloo. But I am actually very scared for Tyloo when we have these rounds with the merely upgraded pistols, because their communication must be a mess as they try and push on out. Seems to fall apart for them time and time again. The Molotov will be a little bit late. Through the smoke, they'll find a kill. Somebody pushing on the site with his signature UMP. And finally, they're able to mop up one of the rounds, one of the gimmies.
So they'll make it 7. We're getting close to the end of the 5th half, if that makes any sense. The first of this map, but the first of map 3. Morals goes back around, sees that in hand. At this point, just looking to try and pick up what he can from the situation. That's a kill. Gun's not really available, though, because Xcurate's watching over it, and he makes sure that Morals gets nowhere near it.
All right. Maybe we should give everybody the lay of the land. We have Pasha still continuing to frag. 15 kills for him, 13 in the hands of miHu, 9 for Neo, 5 for Morels and byali. Maybe that's why he's looking so frustrated, only on 3. Tyloo, 14 for Captain Mo, leading the way. 999 for Xcurate, Didi, and BnTeT, respectively, and somebody on 8. So we get stuck into round number 14 this time. VP are opting for a heavy mid play. 2 players up close and personal, and 1 Pasha at the sandbags, but it will be the A play coming out. They're going to be boosting over. The timing of this could be integral, and byali has to get at least 1 kill. They're going to step out. He's not able to do it in the flank of miHu. That becomes the real key to VP in this round.
miHu again, timing everything. Made it work the last time he was in this position. Only managed 1. Doesn't overcommit to the peak, despite that, quite frankly, as we saw it, he had better opportunity to find kills. He's even read the fact that Captain Mo's gone back out toward the door. Fantastic play. He could have perhaps found another one on the side, as I was saying with back turn, but this certainly is a safer play, and a flash in. Look at miHu go. 3 kills. Vision back. He won't get the ace, but he gets the position for Neo to capitalize, and BnTeT has no choice but to fall. Absolutely no way he was getting away with that. So the fuse comes through. We'll go 7-7. All to play for on round 15.
byali looks, I don't know, dejected. He doesn't look happy. He's struggling to hit the kills, struggling to convert, but the rounds are still ticking upwards for VP. Team game after all, and miHu stood up with what was a fantastic read on that retake. The quickness of that flank is the reason that Tyloo were not worried about it. Normally you'd be expecting someone to watch that position. However, the boost is the quickest way to get there. And he probably beat the timing by 2 or 3 seconds. This time A main aggression, straight on in, flush comes out, information gathered, no frags on the table. But with that, VP can make a educated decision on where the attack may be. I love this right now. The squeaky door is going to open inwards, giving Xcurate a view into the bomb site, and Pasha's not going to expect this. He's going to walk directly into that line of sight. He's going to go down. Absolutely booked right there. That's a great play.
So the aggression from Virtus Pro comes from the opposing side this time, but they're ready for it, knowing that they've got the advantage and knowing well that that means Virtus Pro has to take initiative. Captain Mo sits back to find Bialy. Good shot from Morals. We'll end the half, therefore, with 3 kills. Morals adds 2 more to get to 7, but that's the amount of rounds that that Virtus Pro have. Tyloo get to 8. It confused me because it swapped as I was saying it. But it's Tyloo 8 and it's Virtus Pro 7. My confusion is not your problem. We're going to take a break and we'll sort this, the 3rd map, when we come back. As you'd like it, we've got a 3-map series that has gone all 3 maps, and we've got it tied 8-7 on a map that is oftentimes indifferent to advantage. This is about as close as you can get to deciding who will go to the finals of IEM Shanghai, and it's between Tyloo and Virtus Pro. Tyloo with the 1-round lead.
The crowd here is definitely turned out in numbers, and I mean lots of them. But let's get the second pistol round underway as Captain Mo has opted to go with a Molotov and a flash, which is an interesting combo for a pistol round indeed, especially on the CT side. Smoke in the hands of Execute, who has the defuse kit, and a nice little totem pole being erected right now from VP. They have Smoke 2 flashes on Neo and a Smoke decoy and Molotov on Pasha. Now, we did see them do a very similar pistol round earlier in the tournament, but it is a default to begin, so the end can always change, can always be different, a bit like a Goosebumps book.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Pick your own adventure.
Yeah, and those in Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah.
back when kids used to read, when there was book clubs.
I didn't read. And my mom kept saying she was going to book club. But she wasn't, was she, Chad? Just kidding, I love my mom. Somebody peeks back out. One peeking over top of drop as of yet, but this will end up toward A. It'll be a retake by design by Tyloo. Keep in mind that only 3 of them have armor to take duels aggressively. Mo has an incendiary he can put toward default. If he can get in position, he's too far away. Pasha gets back to plant now, however. The alley waiting to lurk the whole time. You said it, his role has definitely changed. He and Mihu will slide out. Somebody's aware of it. He knows that nothing's inside of the site, or at least not enough are inside of the site to convince him not to check it. Excurits finding 2 quick and very important kills as Bialy gets stuck on highway, and Excurits gonna pull it back with 3 in total. Both pistols go Tyloo's way. First time that's happened in the series.
Big step forward for Tyloo. They want this grand final spot. They want to play here in front of the hometown crowd. I was very curious there when that flash of Neo was going to be used. As the CTs start to retake, it is nice to have a predetermined, I guess, timer as to pop out on, and that flash would have served directly as that. However, unable to convert, unable to get the kills. It looked like it was falling in their favor, but Extra stepping up and going huge. They will force buy. They will get an AK-47 in the hands of Mihu. He will be the man to watch as they charge towards A. 4 players in A main, 1 over towards middle. A huge chunk of damage will be done to Pasha early, dropping down to 10 points of health. Excurate, Bentet on the A site. And Mihu has to find a kill to crack open the bomb side. Flash will come out, turns away. Oh, damage exchange. Kill will come in. Excurate will survive, but on 26 points of health. Bentet as well now low.
Oh no.
Did they just miss the smoke?
I think they just missed the boost. They fluffed the lines a little bit. Perhaps they're content in doing so because they didn't attempt to go back forward. I think they might have been spotted as well. Neo does definitely know where Excurate went. That's a fine kill indeed, because now gun picked up. Mihu around the corner finds Bentet. Pro not letting them get away, but Mo might deny the bomb, and that might be the most influential kill as of yet, but he's overstepped the mark, unaware that Mihu was in behind the quad position. Somebody has to recover, but they can't necessarily hold the bomb, and somebody's smart to get away. In the lane, all too obvious where he is with 15 HP. He was relying on DD for that kill.
This is going to be a very difficult retake, and that's if he even opts to go for it here. He appears he will as he makes his way to the truck. He has no kit, but may be able to pick one up on his journey to the bomb site. However, finding the kills is the first issue at hand.
There's one by Fork. I don't know that there's one closer to the bomb than that, and it doesn't appear so, because he's working in that direction so as to not only find the kill, but get the kit.
The burst fire switch may be enough of a noise cue to give away his position now. Has made some steps, but I think he's probably going to skedaddle and hold on to the FAMAS, take it through to the next. Once again, Tyloo win the pistol. Once again, VP bounce back.
It's essentially nullified for that.
There's something, Matt, I don't know how many people would have caught it, and I don't know if it was intentional or not. It'd be nice. I don't think we'll ever get a chance to have a look until I go back and watch the demo, but the way that Neo found the kill on the player that was standing behind Forklift, there was two smokes thrown. What'd I miss?
Is that intentional from Pasha, or is that just Pasha's English? Sometimes I feel like he plays it.
What'd he do?
He put HP, but instead of putting somebody, he put somebody.
Ah, probably memeing.
It's not bad.
Anyway, these 2 smokes, one landed in the Forklift and one landed a little bit deeper maybe between Fork and Red, which created a gap that the CT went to sit in behind Forklift. I don't know if he would have been covered by the smoke, meaning he can't see, but he was definitely open. You could see his position. So I'm curious if VP fluffed it, or if VP did that intentionally, knowing a player would gravitate towards that. Speaking of gravitating towards somebody, with the flash towards A main, the save FAMAS with 2 huge kills.
Not so somebody now, is he? Neo gets DD down. That does open up access to the B site. They've just got to hold off Excurate. Scout this time, not an op, just to be clear, because it's not very indicated by the crosshair.
Mihu can smoke heaven here. The opts not to, which is going to give Excurate a chance to find something. However, no one running across his line of sight. And I say that exactly as Mihu runs into it. Will make the kill on 11 HP. Somebody's not going to check this corner. Neo is going to get a very easy frag.
And what looked scary is quickly being recovered by Tai Lu. Bentet with the AK, he doesn't have a kit, so going for this round is very difficult. But what he can do, ooh, wow, I guess he wasn't expecting that one. Walked behind the cover of the smoke, took a truckload of damage. Now he needs to run a ways away so the bomb radius doesn't take him down. I was going to say you might want to stay close to try and get players exiting so he can do financial damage, but he doesn't even get that option anymore. And we'll hold on to the AK. As VP tied things up at 9-9. A timeout is being called from VP, it appears. They've got one left in the bank. Just talking through the importance of this round, I suppose. They do have enough money to buy in the next, even if they do drop this one. Neo and Pasha are the only ones in question. 450 for Neo and Pasha with 1950. Looks like
rallying the troops beside us.
Yeah. Tai Lu have upgraded one pistol and Bentet has dropped his over. So it's not the greatest of weaponry to have, but we've seen stranger things happen throughout this series. What you want to do, or at least what I want to see, is allow Bentet to get stuck in with the AK. Try not to drop too early. Try to allow the man with the plan, with the gun, with the firepower to find some success before you give away your lives. The two flashes in the hands of Excurate and somebody may be worth their weight in gold if it is a B hit. You can see the position of Excurate if we can just quickly look at him. That flash is ready for when they enter the B side. So if they do go B, that could be key. Now that we've shown the potential setup, the plan that Tai Lu are putting into motion here, it all just is a matter of time until VP make their way.
Excurate in this case, as we saw this same setup with Pasha throwing the flashes. He only has the one, though, keep in mind, as opposed to two.
The only difference here is Bentet has the AK-47.
Absolutely, and that might be a difference maker between the two of them. It's situational entirely, but
the Molotov's a problem.
It is, considering where he's positioned and trying to stay away from flashes. That's still extended. He's down to 60.
Too early. The flash came in too early.
Way too early. They were expecting instant commitment behind those Molotovs, and Virtus Pro waited it out. Perhaps knowing of their own setup, somebody wanted the trigger discipline. It won't exist for him. Bentet, however, that AK is going to be menacing. 2 kills, needs an ace.
Oh my God.
He's got a third. He's got a third with 54. He's got a fourth, but he's the same position, and he was not expecting it. Morals just barely pulls it back for Virtus Pro. He'll pick up the AWP and carry it over, and it's Virtus Pro back in the lead.
How much room do they want to give the guy? Picking one at a time, allowing him to isolate player after player. No one stepped to trade. No one took ground. No one pushed towards the bomb site. Bentet almost pulling off a miracle in a situation that, once again, they should never have been in. But VP, finally, they take the lead. 10 rounds to them, 9 to that of Tai Lu. The gun round will come in. AWP in the hands of Excurate. His favorite weapon, the one where we see him get the most work done. And once again, the orb lands, taking down Pasha, a big kill for Tai Lu.
Who's going to rotate it all the way back around. It's a great start to have that advantage from Excurate.
Here's an issue though, Matt, where Bentet is, he can be isolated and no one is there to trade. No one can help him. And he's in a very awkward position looking up. Taking that kind of duel is never easy. Mid-control will come out. The Vent Molotov will miss, which means Neo can't be so sure when he checks. There it is, there's the frag. A free kill given back in the favor now for VP, 4v4. And they're mounting an attack over towards the B bomb site. Neo with mid-control can swing vent late or lurk on the big flank. byali, Morals, and Mihu just need to take down DD.
He's got a gap to work with in that smoke. He's going to take advantage of it as well, as byali thought he could get the better of it. Not a chance. And Mo, if he thought he was clever, is served a reconsideration notice by Neo. It's TD at least holding the line and the bomb now because Excurate, ooh, did he unscope at the exact wrong moment or what? Neo gets away with it. Now he's got problems. There's pressure applied. He needs TD to swing back out. He's a little bit late in doing so. It's all about somebody. You're right, 9 seconds. All he has to do is take out Neo. DD does it instead. That is the round.
I got a little bit concerned there after it became a 4v4, and then Captain Mo unable to convert anything, put a lot of pressure on DD, but he stood and he delivered large and in charge. Just how I like him. VP only have 1 pause left, Matt, and I feel with the back and forth nature of this game, they need to be a little bit more poised, I suppose. We would give them the label of being the more experienced of the 2 teams here for sure. They have Tyloo covered every day of the week when it comes to these kind of stage matches, when it comes to these pressure positions. Does he dare repeat?
Excurate trying to spray through cleverly from out toward the electric room at long. Whatever you call this room. What do you call this room, Chad?
I don't know. It doesn't really have a name.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just threw one in there that made sense, and then I was like, it really doesn't.
Yeah, I guess there's a...
That's more of a useless room than useless is.
There's a hole in the wall.
Just call it hole?
Yeah, I guess. We can make the name. I don't feel you would ever really need to...
No, you just say long.
You could say like Squeaky Room 1 and then Squeaky Room 2 and...
Back long?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Someone name it, tweet it at us. We'll give it consideration. And then steal it as if it was our own idea and not give you credit. Excurate. We're kind of like Amy Schumer in that way.
They think it's a fake map because it's only 1 player on the bomb site. The others are just completely held off behind the smoke. You can see they're still lingering towards middle. They haven't completely rotated in, and this really weird, slow, disjointed pace from VP kept Tyloo guessing. That wasn't the intent. That wasn't the plan. But it works nonetheless.
Smart to let Morals go to work on his own. 17, 16, 16, 13, 12. That's the kill spread on Tyloo. Pretty close. 22, 18, 17, 11, 7. Bialy still down at the bottom of the scoreboard for Virtus Pro, but it's them that will have the lead by 1 at 11 to 10. And more importantly, on top of that, given there's only been 1 round, it's very dire that although Virtus Pro could have easily been broken down in this round, the Captain Mo keeps his gun, and despite throwing 2 players at him, the 3rd one will finally get the kill. There's no money available to the CT side.
Yeah, this is a bad position to be in. When it gets so late in the piece and your economy is reset and in tatters, the decision-making is so tantalizing to buy because you can just feel the game slipping out of your hands. Tyloo don't really have an option. They have to take the save here. To swallow humble pie and have to give Virtus Pro what is likely going to be the 12th round. 4 USPs. And then we have DD with the P250. VP potentially get a little bit lazy if someone gives away a free AK-47. There is a possibility for a Tyloo member to grab a multi-kill to put pressure. Ooh. Hello, jump again, Bialy says. Offer up your head, I'll take it. We're going to double peek out from the white box, pushing now very quickly towards Bialy, who has backup in Mihu on the boost. And they're going to make short work of the ecoing Tyloo. Now, this is where we get to the business end of the game. There isn't enough money for Tyloo to get a full buy. There is enough for them to force. Don't get me wrong, they can throw together some UMPs. Nope, that's not the case. Captain Mo's Border Deagle is going to be a save. It's going to be just a pistol upgrade. VP are looking much steadier now. Mihu leading the way on 24 kills. 18 for Neo, who's having a good game. And Pasha on 17, Morals and Bialy on 11 each. Bialy's had 8 kills this half. Like in maths.
Get on it. With the maths. Well, he's had 8 kills, but largely due to that last round, let's be honest, because I just finished saying he only had 7, so. Preceding that.
Yeah, you're right. Eco kills as well. They're always good confidence boosters.
Yeah, and you know what? He, by body language, looks like a player currently that needs that. Nate goes down, it won't do much damage. Somebody just sitting on the other side of the spools. In fact, it does 1 damage, Chad.
Ouch. Someone has tweeted at me saying he calls it bricks.
Bricks?
Bricks.
Maybe that guy's a brick. I get it. See, there's bricks with the hole in the wall.
Yeah,
that makes sense. They are the bricks.
I would say they're more like cinder blocks. Though.
They are. Yeah, you can call it cinders, but you're not gonna call cinder blocks.
No, it's too long.
I like bricks. I'll give it to him.
Yeah.
I hereby declare from this day forward that room shall be known as bricks, by accordance of what's his Twitter name?
Hold up, I gotta get it.
Okay.
I don't know how you.
Well, somebody's gonna be shitting bricks because me who comes around the corner unexpectedly.
How would you say that?
2.
Okay.
It's just TU.
Yeah.
TU Atarim Tim. By his decredence, amen, all that, yay. Neo going toward the side. Bialy gets Captain Mo down. It's Neo that's going to find Bintet as well. And it's pretty straightforward for Xcurate. Nearly getting one in behind, but Bialy's able to turn it around. So he now has that confidence. He's gotten 3 more kills. He has 7 kills over the last 2 rounds, having a 14 total. He has doubled his score in 2 rounds. That's massive for confidence.
If you take a double eco and then going into the gun round, your name's DD and you only have an M4 no defuse kit. Oh.
It's an interesting stat, considering where he is right now comparatively. So
yeah.
There you go.
I was just saying that DD doesn't have much utility considering they took a double eco. So he definitely felt the need to upgrade a little bit more than just the pistols. A lot of mid presence right now from VP. Spamming, shooting, trying to dabble as much damage as they can. And now, spread back out, do the default later in the piece. But the answer from Tyloo to what's been going down is double orbs. Captain Mo, the old primary AWPer for this squad before Xcurate joined the roster, has picked up the big green, or in his case, the Dragon Law. Pasha has one of his own, and he's peering into that A bomb site. A smoke's going to come on out, but that's a terrible smoke landing so deep in A main. I hope Xcurate doesn't think that landed, because if he does, he's going to be losing his life very quickly. Actually, that may be an intentional smoke to cut off lockers. A lot of utility being dispersed now out of A main. It does look like A is going to be the final destination for VP. Need to make sure that they smoke off Xcurate's line, or he's going to get a free shot here, a free chance, and there it is. He grabs the first, steps up for the second. Pasha almost offers himself up, but this is huge from Xcurate. Still playing around the site, still surviving, but Bintet from above takes 2. Captain Mo with one of his own, and the double orbs get around on the board for Tyloo.
And one desperately needed as well.
They're in the danger zone though right now, Matt.
Absolutely reset potential, more so because Neo's got a huge amount of money still that they can almost rope together another buy with a bomb plant alone in the next round.
Yep.
Mihu was, well, excuse me, I didn't even see the fact that he was almost at 10K, so they absolutely have a hole that they're still trying to dig themselves out of, but double op works and Tyloo finally getting around.
They can't drop this one here. They did actually buy a UMP on the CT side and then have to drop across an M4 at some point, so maybe a misbuy, maybe a miscommunication, but they do have the better weaponry working. And Captain Mo aggressive through the Molotov. He's going to get ticked down to 44 points of health. Grenade will land on his head, and Bialy continues his resurgence in the game as what he was once quiet has now been awoken. And 4 on 5 very early in the round for Virtus Pro here, who, if they do win this round, if they are able to give Tyloo that hard reset, should be in the position to close. Should be in the position to grab this game by the balls and put themselves a spot in the grand finals with temporary stand-in Morels in the roster. Be an interesting story, right? We know VP, they always have that blip on the radar. They always appear once in a blue moon, and we did have the lunar eclipse not long ago. Maybe that's spurring them on.
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed. All I had was clouds at home. I didn't get to see it.
We saw it quite well from Cologne.
Neat.
Yeah, it wasn't too
Tell me
bad.
more, why don't you? Just rub it in.
Have they missed again? They continue to miss the vent Molotov.
I mean, they make amends and throw a second one, but that's utility that could have potentially been used elsewhere. Whether or not that's going to be needed is yet to be determined. Xcurate could find out Morals. Bintet better find Bialy. That's bomb. But he's alone. He can't overcommit to the kill.
Oh.
But Mihu runs and throws that bomb even further. Here you go, sir. Pasha with one back. That bomb is grabbable, but 6 HP is the round. I doubt it. I don't think the round's going to be touched inappropriately at all. Safe in Daddy's hands. Gone. DD's going to catch him in the back. And we have a one-round game.
More than a tough task right there. And as you mentioned at the start of the last round, there will be enough money in the bank for VP to scrap together a buy. This will be the last pause from VP being thrown out as well. This is huge. This discussion right here that they're about to have with Cuban, the coach, standing behind them. Could decide the fate of VP in this tournament. Buying here and losing the round, they will have 2,400 as the loss bonus. If they get a plant as well, they better continue to buy. I think the choice should be to go for the gun round in this situation. I don't think taking an eco here would be the right choice, and it's not. byali instantly buys utility, everything on side as everybody else now trickles in with their purchases. Pasha is the last to invest. We'll go for the CZ75, obviously waiting for the call to come in from Nia of what strategy they'll be running. He has grabbed with that CZ a smoke and a Molotov, so maybe an execute in play, maybe something a little bit faster because this slower approach, this mid control, the missing of Molotovs didn't work out for them there. They got picked off one at a time. Right now, double ops again are out on the field. Captain Mo posed towards B. A lot of information gifted his way until the smoke lands. The Molotov will follow. But he stays, he holds his ground, plays a very interesting position, not necessarily one you want to find yourself in with the AWP, and now Bentet has to step up huge as the mid holder, completely isolated from his teammates. We know how good he can be, we know what this man can do, and he is playing probably the hardest position on this entire map, especially solo, especially with a rifle. Just to note, if you think this is very slow approach from VP, they're just trying to bleed out the utility of Tyloo, even the playing field a little bit more, so then it becomes more about the heads-up duels. I've been a lot of trades back and forth in this, all throughout all three maps. This is a fake mid-control. They're not actually going for it. They've done the smoke wall, but he knows, Bentet knows this is a fake. He's already flanked over to A, and they're hitting the site, getting dropped one at a time.
Oh, yeah. Are they ever? byali takes out Excurate, though, in return. That'll give them some sort of hope. Flash, very well targeted.
Oh, no.
That's a huge missed shot. Thankfully, we didn't see it, but somebody got byali. If he didn't, and that missed shot came through without any punishment in return, I think the round slips away because the site would be wide open. Pasha's got to get an angle, and somebody's got it in return. It's 13-13.
Dancing with fire, quite literally somebody there getting his toes tickled. Steps out, will get the kill. And now, Virtus Pro probably have to concede with an eco. The pistol upgrades, here we go, here we go, here we go. These are the spiciest rounds we've seen so far, and it looks like heading over towards B is the call. That's where it's been made. Captain Mo can't miss an AWP shot like he just did. They give up this site without finding any kills. VP could steal away yet another one, yet another low buy. Run boost to come in.
Throwing forward. DD spots it peculiar, thinking perhaps they were going to come closer to the door. Wasn't ready for it. Somebody sneaks back through. He gets one more. DD's still there from the vents, but Pasha gets taken down by Mo. Good read and react. Good assessment of where they were going to come from, and perfect round from Tyloo to get to 14. They now have the lead. And this is, if you're joining us, if you're unaware, map 3.
Yeah.
Determines who goes to the final.
Not only that, Tyloo right now are taking the tactical timeout. They're taking a pause. They're calming themselves down. They're making sure that they make the right play. They have the right hold. They have the right read on Virtus Pro to get them to 15.
Packed. This is a bit like Gamescom for anyone in Europe who's been massive sort of expo center with multiple halls. I think we've walked through about 5 other buildings to get here. I suppose if you're in Spain, it's similar to sort of Mobile Congress, World Mobile Congress. In that, obviously, it's all sort of more gaming based, but in that it's in a similar style of the venue. And they are all packed, and I'm telling you right now, everyone in this hall is only watching this game. It is everyone, despite the seating capacity being taken, crowding around. For the hometown heroes, Tyloo with 2 to go, Virtus Pro 1 behind.
Probably a good decision that Captain Mo hasn't picked up the AWP after that blunder in one of the previous. He's going to stick there on the rifle, and the main flash will come out. Going to give Bentet a chance to Molotov and then isolate. No one is close, but information gathered, very important. You know what, Matt? I think they're going to go for the crisscross smokes in mid again, just the way that they're positioned here. Into potentially a B split. Right now, the A split potential is being removed by that deep smoke. And where Excura is playing, he has full vision. As that smoke dissipates, he should be able to stay where he is. In the meantime, they're going to boost somebody up. I like this. He can peer down to Squeaky Door, and this is a very strong A-hold. Mid-smokes came out, but it looks like either one missed or the intention was only to put it on the left-hand side. But look where Mihu's gotten to. He's pushed right up close. He's on highway. This is a difficult position for somebody to deal with. And the Squeaky Door noise is going to get him looking the wrong way. He's going to drop. VP with a big opening as they slowly start to collapse on the A bomb site. Xcure is in an awkward position with the AWP, but BnTeT, he's here. He steps up with one big kill.
Taken back down by byali, though, which is a storyline I'll come back to. Statistically, watch for Pasha. He wants him behind, flashed off. They don't even know he's there. Fires early. Has he given it away? He might have. Pasha on the flank, and he's gone. Morals has to clutch this back. It's him versus DD. And his morals are true. 14-14, Virtus.pro tied things back up.
byali's laughing now, but I don't know how he could be after seeing Pasha whiff what should have been an easy kill in the back there. Boy.
Incredible, by the way, when you look at how many defuses it took Virtus.pro to get that first half total of 7. Stat I was going to bring up, second half. byali has the most kills of anyone on Virtus.pro after having 3, and only 3. At the start of this half, he's now on 17. He and BnTeT, who leads for his team, both have the same amount in this half. They've both had resurgences. They were both at the bottom for their team. They're both absolutely carrying the weight this half. DD gets Pasha down. Neo responds, but only for 1. It's Mo that gets the first kill. Somebody through the vent. Good rotation, good timing. Mihu's lost. Lost in the sight, but somehow given the space to walk toward DD. They didn't strike from the vent. They didn't take the initiative. They will now. BnTeT pulls back byali. Again, those two are against it. It's Mihu this time. The second best player, first overall in the match, but second best player in this half for Virtus.pro. That has to get them that point first. We've had 1 overtime in this series. I wouldn't say that's a foregone conclusion yet. As Mihu does isolate Xcure after spawning BnTeT, but he pulls it back, and he has absolutely turned this game around. Not only personally, but for Tyloo. They'll get map and series point first.
The pace change there from VP, I can admire it, I can understand it, I can definitely respect the call, but straight into the blender of Tyloo they ran. Somehow they pulled it back, somehow they put themselves in a position to potentially steal that away and unable to close. BnTeT, the hero, stands, and that's a passionate fan right there as the crowd now chanting. They want to will Tyloo across the line here.
16 kills in the half for BnTeT. Again, 15 byali. Both of them have turned it around. BnTeT, total 26, leads the way.
Just to note, we've definitely been talking about the impact of economy all throughout this game. VP have found themselves now in the last round with enough money to get 2 AK-47s, a UMP, CZ, and a Deagle. At this point, the weaponry doesn't seem to matter. The trades are coming out thick and fast in every situation. Let's see if they go for that slower approach again or if they change things up. And
just a note as well, it's Pasha that's fallen off the most in this half. He only has 5 kills, still with 20 total. 15 in the first is impressive. And again, he has been throughout this event, but it might come up shy just again.
Look at this
by 1 round. Somebody, good positioning. Pasha's blind. He drops down and gets his aim. He gets on the pipe just in time to find somebody. Because if he found 2 for 1, or 2 for none, excuse me there, that might have been too far gone for Virtus.pro. Desperate as they are, Pasha has an AK and he has somewhat to work with in mid. In terms of positioning, locked off as he is though. Has to be very careful to try and get away, and Mo could strike. He's going to spawn Pasha. M4 though, Pasha trying to reset his aim, won't get it done. The crowd knows exactly what that means.
Neo going out, taking his position, trying to get the gun, and he will do. Morals is the only one now without a rifle in hand, and he has been influential throughout from Squeaky Door.
But Squeaky Door with a Deagle, he has to almost go first on this. He has to take aggro. He's got to create space surely for the AKs. I don't think you can gamble on the trade.
This position right now from BnTeT is absolutely huge. It does look like it is going to be the A play. Neo is...
Oh, he's going to hear all of that.
Doesn't actually draw a rotation though. Xcure is the next closest man to the site, and he only has a UMP. That's not the range that you want to be helping out BnTeT with, and he steps wide. He goes down to Mihu.
I tell a lie. There's no way he heard Neo, because if he did, he wouldn't take that peek. If he knows they're running to long that late, he knows they're going to be coming A main. He was looking for information. He didn't have it. And in not having it, he might have given away the round, because Mihu now gets Xcure. You said it. He only had the UMP too far away. No AWP to play with this time. It's on DD. Can he make it work? Knows Neo never left the bomb. He had no time to get away. He already had the angle. Morals with the Deagle. Has to catch DD off guard. Oh, no! He missed that! He just barely pulls it back, but Mo now knows he doesn't have a gun. It's 2 HP. He wants the angle. Bomb down, flash out. He's trying to mask his noise by dropping in as soon as the flash lands. The Deagle can still be sufficient. He's in the air, and it will be. Morals forces overtime.
The stand-in again throughout this event. He's been building. He has had some absolutely instrumental frags, and right there, the last kill to take us to overtime again. To start the day, Train, overtime. Tyloo closed it. It was a game of errors, a game of fumbles. And here, right now, this has been a back and forth affair, that's for sure. And basically delaying the clock, catching a low HP Captain Mo, giving hope to the Poles. Tyloo had 1 timeout left. Just for everybody at home, the timeouts from regulation carry through. You do not get extra timeouts. VP have exhausted all of theirs. Tyloo, however, have 1 left. Now, communication being an issue, it's going to be more instrumental for them. Could fly his fellow Indonesian Bentet for a ride somewhere. I missed that. Okay, well, here we go. We're kicking off overtime. Double AWPs. Captain Mo has picked it up again. Maybe he's refound his confidence to apply the big green. Pasha picking towards the B site, making sure there can't be too much aggression, and he will go down to Captain Mo.
Great start. Tyloo was able to take map point in all of the, well, I shouldn't say all, but both overtimes we had on Train, our first map, if you remember that far back. Mihu now with 15 kills at the end of that half, tied up with Bialy. Certainly carried his weight in the last round as well, 31 total. There's a good look at it, but the action inconclusive in this round despite the opening pick going in favor of the CTs, because T's can still try and isolate. Look at the amount of mid pressure. Crisscross smokes. Somebody's forward of it with no one to support. They haven't boosted DD back into the vents. He manages to get away with that. That's brilliant.
Twice.
Now they're going to boost. Now they've got a second man there, so if they think, okay, he's alone, run him down. No, that's not that simple. Smartly, VP thinks of it, and you absolutely are right. There it is. DD gets up there. He was not there a moment ago, and suddenly he appears.
It's going to be a hard round for VP to get back into. Neo and Morales over towards the A-bomb site. 35 seconds left now. Accurate as ever with the AWP. Bentet finishing off Morales, and there we go. Tyloo, first round of overtime goes to them. Now that they have full weaponry up, they look a bit more composed. They don't look so flustered with their decision-making. That last round of regulation, Bentet swinging wide. Execute at the truck with a UMP of all weapons. The pressure may be getting the better of them. The moment may be too much for Tyloo. They were only 1 round away from that grand finals spot, but they can still do it. They can still take this in overtime. This is a fast mid-take, Matt. We haven't seen one of these this game. White box smoke and the connector smoke will come in, but no one is going to capitalize on it. They've opted to play quite passively. Eventually, Bialy will use the utility to his advantage, get on out to the vent. Molotov will actually miss its target, but still be enough to push him well and truly out of position.
Back to A main. Minute and 19, no kills. That's surely about to change as Excurate wants to find an angle. Spots a gun barrel. Patience pays off. Didn't want to fire into it and give away the chance to take down Neo. Somebody, that flash timing. Smartly knowing he's blind and knowing there's a smoke down, he wants to hide himself. He can still make a massive ordeal in this because Mihu had an inkling he was there, but didn't turn in time. It's Bialy that gets a very, very important trade that now allows Pasha to get DD, and it's all on Captain Mo.
He should go for this, definitely. That's a free kill off it up. Bialy picking for absolutely no reason there. Gives Captain Mo a chance in this one.
Up to Catwalk, wasting no time.
He's not going to expect quad, Matt. There's no way.
Op versus Op, sometimes the favorites of a retake situation, but they both got CZs as well. Smoke down to A man. He's expecting Pasha there. You're right. He's not expecting at all that he slipped in behind, having already cleared out the back of the site. It's very clever from Pasha to have anticipated that would be the case, and we now find ourselves knotted up yet again on 16.
Boy, you don't get closer than this, do you? The back and forth nature. Like you mentioned, the amount of diffusers, the amount of bomb plants we've had, the after plant situations. Normally, when I'm analyzing a game, I'm looking at metrics like opening kills to rounds converted. I'm looking at, the 1vx situations. But the trades have been so back and forth.
Clutches have gone both ways. Miracle rounds have happened for both teams. It's just been a very entertaining game of CS as the fast mid control comes out once again. BnTeT from the sandbag doesn't even hear how close they are. Eventually stands, gets one, and somebody lies in wait.
Morals backs off. He thinks better of this situation. Somebody get a Molotov there for me, please. There is one. Morals has it.
Huge nade.
But he's electing, okay, Pasha's thrown it. I was looking for the second one. It was already in the air when I looked at the HUD. But Pasha had it, forced him out. Somebody's down. And that is a massive nade, but also a much more important Molotov. Pasha still waits on top of the boost. Xcurit, by the way. Smoke dissipating. Timer on the play. Elects to get down from the perch.
They need to make a gamble, Matt, and it looks like Tyloo have decided to lean on the B bomb site. DD and Captain Mo lingering over there, but they've been pulled away. They've been pulled one member back towards the truck, and now DD is the only one to defend the site. As I say that, Mo quickly heading on back over, and that's the right call as the attack's about to come in. DD drops a smoke to delay. Will play behind it and use it as a one-way. He also has a Molotov here to cut off a choke point. Captain Mo just looking the wrong way. This is tense.
Oh, flashed off. Looks out. Gets Neo. Great timing on his re-peek. Oh! Flashed, but certainly makes it work. Morals taking down DD, though, is a bigger problem because now the site's open. HP is actually in the favor of Tyloo. Both, however, have AWPs, which... Although, if you look at Pasha and Morals, the CZs are certainly sufficient. It can catch them out because they're not going to be entirely aware of that. And it's byali they have to find. There's an AK down. It's that headshot. Unfortunately, Xcurit will never get that far. That's the high HP player. But as I said, Mo had no idea otherwise. And it's VP that will take the lead after the first half of overtime, 17-16.
You can see right now the pedigree, the experience of the majority of these Virtus Pro players starting to shine through. Very twitchy decision-making coming out from Tyloo now. They know how close they were to this. This is what players dream of, getting to play in front of your home crowd in a grand final.
And although these guys have lots of Chinese events, they often don't have the same international flair. They have more and more, I suppose, to say in late 2017 and 2018. But every chance they get to take down a European team at home, absolutely they'll revel in it. Well, with that said, keep in mind, second semifinal comes up tomorrow. And NRG has been waiting in that. They haven't looked amazing either.
Did struggle versus Boot in their opening game on Inferno, if I remember rightly. Okay, the double AWPs on the T side, this is an interesting approach.
They go against Gambit as well. They came all the way from the lower bracket and are absolutely a favorite in this event. But here we go again, you're right. Double AWP T side, whew, you are right. That is a risky approach to take on Cash. Valuable perhaps, but they better make it work quickly. They better get the opening pick.
It is a different showing as well. Pasha over towards the B side with the AWP. Normally it's Neo over towards the vent. He jumped across the line. He's got the kill. That's amazing from somebody.
That's really well done. Undetected, gets position. Pasha thought he was absolutely safe. He was not. And here we go.
Swaps over the AK.
Exactly. They got the opening pick. That's exactly what they wanted. Back to the AK somebody goes. And they do it on the first round rather than the third, so it's less anticipated.
Brilliant stuff here, and I like the thought process behind it. These are the individual plays, the micro decisions that can make or break Tyloo's chances of getting to the grand final here as VP now. They've really steadied. They've looked really hot in the last couple. byali will lob out his smoke. That will buy him approximately 20 seconds over towards A main, and this boost from Mihu again. We've seen it once. He missed a player. He had a player completely in his line of sight. He dropped past him. He's gone into A main. He's only been able to get one.
Yeah, absolutely missed a player. Almost worked in that if he found the one, the others would have all turned around. Still, he only gets one kill for it. So take what you will from that. It's going to discourage them and dissuade them out of A main and back toward mid. There's 29 seconds.
There's time. There is time for this B play, and if they're going to go across, Morals is getting caught out. He has no idea they're going up and over like a waterfall.
Go vent. Don't even wrap back to highway at this point in time. Beat them there. You know that they're coming back down from A because they're out reverse rotation. They're getting out of where they've already were. You know you've got the advantage. byali immediately traded. And this should now be a tie game. Neo's going to give it his best effort. Catches one in Captain Mo and will go to the vents, but vents is a very tight choke point, and Xcurit's got the angle, 17-17.
I question Tyloo's decision-making. That was fantastic. Somebody with a great call early, that double AWP. Fantastic opening kill on Pasha, and then from there in the mid-round, after that information, after that flank came in, they were able to capitalize. They were able to make the right call, the right play under pressure. We haven't seen that a lot from them this tournament, so gearing up at the right time. Maxura there finishing the round with that AWP kill. 2 AWPs again, Matt. Somebody's opted to do it again. Why not? Worked once, let's try again. As this time round, it will be a smoke grenade to hold him at bay. Not willing to take the same level of risk. And this time it's just Morels over towards B. There isn't anybody in the site with him. However, Neo very close to swing through the vent position. Awkward angle to check as well when you swing out on this boost. If you don't use the utility to cover off connector, if you don't Molotov sandbags, checking that hard left position is not easy. Meanwhile, over on A, they will be boosting up in the mid-round. They haven't gone for it at the start. This boost is going to allow them to cheat a player over towards middle.
And it hasn't been used that commonly this game either.
True, very true.
Perhaps it will be more deceptive as a result. They'll start to use utility now on the Tyloo side toward mid. Sandbags. Oh. Fair enough. Mo hits Neo. Was that I thought I saw a T-trail on that Molotov that landed on boost. Was that CT? I thought it was one that missed and actually forced him out, but either way, they get the kill. So they have mid-control. They'll start to try and open up a main. Captain Mo on OSP can't go all the way around. They did. You're absolutely right. DD walks out and makes no mistake in taking down byali. Now Mihu's got problems. He's smoked off. Gap in it.
Huge gap.
But couldn't use it. At vision, but no time to shoot. Bomb planted. Tyloo looking for series point first. 19, get it done. 18-18, we do it again. Look at Mo in middle. 18 confirmed.
Stepping up, Captain Mo now sitting on 34 kills, leading the way for the server. The next closest is Mihu on 33. Pasha on 25. But it's Bentet and Captain Mo leading the charge right now for Tyloo. Both hit that 30 mark. Once again, Matt, they're at the position where they can take the game, where they can close the match, where they can give themselves that grand finals berth. No AWP in the hands of Virtus.pro for the last round, and it's a fast B play. It's an all-in. They want to get up close and personal, and Neo here is going to get a very, very rude surprise.
They've got Mihu also over on B, however. If they can pull off, Neo had to pull off even one kill there. They might be able to force the committal. Trade out one way, but Bentet's got the advantage back. Take it back, excuse me. It's Captain Mo over his shoulder, but the low HP. The hero of the second half for Virtus.pro is Mihu. He's got 2. That allows Pasha to bring this down, and it's somebody against 2 players from Virtus.pro. And it's either done now, or we reset and start for what in our second time in this series would be double overtime as somebody switches to the AWP looking to just absolutely obliterate them, take no chances. He's got to be perfect.
I don't know if Pasha heard that or not, but byali definitely reacted off of that one sound cue. This is doable.
The fact that he goes to the second entrance from Checker, which now he takes that back, I was going to say would slip under the detection of Heaven and actually allow him to potentially isolate Pasha. By changing back to this approach, there's a chance byali swings out, but he just wants the bomb. Fair play. He took the op to try and hold the angles, gets the bomb. Now, fair play. Now, here's an interesting thing, and this is very smart from Pasha, because by running that quickly, byali was already rotating. If Pasha went the same way, somebody could have fooled him and gone right back. Pasha's trying to chase him, giving him no other option. 28 seconds. byali's in the sights. Shoulder spotted. Never mind. Something batty. Pasha, you want to call him out? Time to go one-on-one for this series.
Is he going to expect the flank? I don't know about this. Somebody
but there's just
no idea.
Down. Smoke down even still, so he's not going to be detectable immediately. If he wants the information, he needs to go now. You're right, because now Pasha gets closer and closer, but he went forklift side, meaning he's still going to show up. Pasha gets there in time. Never spotted, never detected. 18-18.
Nail-biting stuff. Somebody there almost pulled that out of the bag. He was able to isolate byali on the site. He was able to give himself a one-on-one. Played an open off angle. Played to the characteristics that we know that somebody loves to try, loves to play. But VP continue to fight. They continue to bounce back. This was a huge shot. See, byali didn't even have any business taking that fight. You know, he could have just gone into the bomb site and hidden and waiting for the plant. But Pasha bails them out there in the end. And here we go again. Back on in we dive. Double orbs again. Somebody with it. The timing. Not going to connect. Xcurit's gone down to the AK-47 map. I'm not sure if that's a confidence thing that's coming out from him now. Nope, they'll swap it over. Just interesting if over time you stop doubting yourself. You've gotten this far. Stick to your guns, mate, and I'm glad he has. Literally.
Literally, indeed. Pasha, 27 kills. If he didn't have breakfast, there's lots to chew on in this series. One best of 3 today, and we're getting absolutely everything in it, from some of the most confusing Counter-Strike I've ever seen on Train to this, a barn burner back and forth affair.
We get kicked out of here at a certain time, so you better hope this one isn't the longest game of Counter-Strike ever.
Been there, done that. Neo knows that they were up toward the drop, so he looks above. Immediate danger, covered off. First angle of threat. Xcurit trying to force him out. Bintet does eventually run him down. It was only a matter of time in that position that he would be found. But it is the advantage still to Tyloo. Morals, after this event, will no longer be a part of this lineup. His time as a stand-in will be done, so I'm sure he would absolutely love to get to a final and have a chance to win an event while he's wearing a Virtus Pro jersey. That would be the icing on the cake. DD's going to take him down, though. And that means this round, at least, looks like it should go Tyloo's way. The incendiary bounced for default, and smartly, Xcurit may have anticipated that, planted elsewhere.
It was tickling him there. If he was any lower on HP and he died, that would have actually been the round. There wasn't really enough time for anybody else to go pick up the bomb and start planning again. With that money situation, looks like VP do want to go for this. You get 16k in the overtime, and as I said that, byali backs off. The caster curse is real. And Tyloo will add another notch in their belt as they try and charge forward towards the grand final. DD aggressive. Takes down Pasha. byali will continue to look for kills. But there it is, that's the round. Somebody should catch him. He won't be able to convert the kill. byali will find another one and grab himself an AK-47. So, VP are finding themselves isolated early on these CT rounds. See if they change their approach at all. We've seen them do a lot of different things. Pasha AWPing over towards B, a heavy mid presence with Mihu getting boosted over and on the flank. We've seen the A boost come in. We've seen A main aggression come in with pulp flashes. We've seen it all from VP. They've definitely mixed up their CT approach, that's for sure. This time round, it will be the A main push. The flash will come in. They're going to step on out. And they get a free duel against Bintet, but he turns in time. He gets the kill, gives the number advantage once more to Tyloo. And byali doesn't have the gall to go for the trade. Nade is going to fall short. Bintet going to be licking his lips that he survives on 23 points of health. It's a chance to fight later in the round. I think right now is when I'd be putting pressure over towards that B bomb site. We know how jittery Morels can be. He may have had some big impact frags throughout, but hasn't really delivered the huge numbers just yet. Only 21 kills to his name. To be fair, byali and Neo are only on 22 and 23 respectively. But it will be the B hit, all 5 members now from Tyloo. This is what you want to see. This is fundamentally sound. You trade out onto the bomb site. Even if he grabs 2, you take him down. The site's all yours, and the retake for VP becomes very difficult. Information's been gathered, but the attack is already on. It was too little too late.
Morals gets caught with an 8 out, but Neo, before the smoke bloomed, had that information to work with and finds 1 kill back. Unfortunately, it's not the bomb carrier as Xcurit gets inside of the site, this time with full HP. He'll go toward the default, and with the WP, although it's in his hands, it means he can play it toward main. He's not going to. Look at him up on the boxes. If that smoke dissipates, Pasha could be caught by this. So an aggressive op in the site. No need to peek. Okay, fair enough, he went for it. I was going to say no need to peek yet. He can still see the smoke, but now he knows it's open. Pasha throws a Molotov in. Nade as well. Xcurit's going to be above that. He's got a perfect angle to hold it, so long as his teammates don't go down in the site around him, and he doesn't have a support system. Security, Xcurit got the exact shot that was transpired and telegraphed as Pasha goes down. Byali, though, waits out toward B main and catches off Xcurit. You're right, there is no time. The round to Tyloo, 19-18. As we start off the second overtime, 20, that was the second one of that one.
That was good.
The round was done, it hadn't updated.
That was good by Tyloo not to get flustered in the mid-round. That's kind of been their undoing. When you do what they did there, you're collapsing onto a bomb site where normally you'd be leaving one player to anchor, and that's exactly the case. Neo was cheating over towards that bomb site because if you were paying attention to your mini-map at the top left of the screen, you would have seen A main information was slowly being procured. Right now, it is the last round of the second overtime, first half. I jumbled that up, but you know what I mean. A main pressure very early here. I think they just want to bat out utility. No, they want to go. They want to go on this. Captain Mo's pushed onto the site. He's already up close and personal as Molotovs continue to come on in, but it's actually the split through middle. Somebody finds success, instantly traded by Neo. And now, Tyloo have a site control.
With a bomb being planted. A shot that is resounding from Captain Mo and may well lead to a swept half from Tyloo. Remember, 22 is the magic number now. Pasha. Go. Xcurit's got morals. If he's gonna go, he's gotta go now. And Xcurit is unbelievable on the AWP. This is a world-class performance so far from him. 21 indeed, 1 to go, and they've got a finals.
Did Tyloo have that pause left? I don't remember if they've used it in overtime just yet. If not, now might be the time. I know we have a little bit of time just now between kicking off the second half of overtime, but having a discussion right now is very important. We've seen them crumble at match point several times throughout.
This is one of the most prestigious circuits that we do, the Intel Extreme Masters. And in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, imagine adding an Asian title. An Asian team name to be enshrined among legends. Still have to win the final if they get that far. But this is an excellent opportunity for Tyloo to make their name in the history books in doing so.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of tournaments are about the prize money, but this one's definitely about that trophy and the prestige that comes along with it. Double orb as the potential answer once more. Oh, Xcurit with a very aggressive squeaky door play there. Could have taken down Morals, but he did lob on in a flash, which pushed him back at the very last second. Looks like it's an A play here. Utility will be raining over the roof any second.
Bintet, smoke down. Morals commits to it blindly and goes directly in to death. As Mihu does the same. It is pulled back, however. Neo, Byali, and Neo again give them the lead, but watch the HP. Xcurit on the site this time with an AWP, and Captain Mo, the only other player alive with them, has the same weapon. It's a double up setup. And they know they're low. Out goes the Deagle, down goes the bomb, out comes the AWP, and in goes Tyloo to the final. What a way to win the round with a double up clutch.
Absolutely phenomenal stuff there from Tyloo to finally get across the line in front of the home crowd. Double overtime. They didn't do it the easy way, but they've done it.
Unbelievable series. 2 double overtime games. Tyloo winning them both. Virtus Pro picked up the one in the middle. That was Inferno, and it was everything. Highlights, incredible performance, clever tactics, I think later in the series, and some absolutely inexcusable, I should say, blunders early on. But it's Tyloo in the final on the home stage. Virtus Pro will head home. They'll join Snatchy, and we'll see what they can get carved in stone at the end of the player break. Was some encouraging signs in this event. One of them for me is instantly Pasha. Mihu as well looked good, but Pasha looked to be very consistently on form.
Well, Byali hands on his head, lots of blunders throughout. Let's let the analyst desk break this one down further.
We will attempt to do so, but I'm getting a radio transmission right now, and it says, hold on, let me read this. China #1. That is exactly the storyline that we're going to go with. They have done it. They have topped Virtus Pro here in what was a back-and-forth series. I said a slobber knocker earlier, and well, pound for pound, this one really did deliver.
Yeah, it really did. It really did. Throughout the entire series, Matt said it well, 2 double overtimes. Tyloo being the upper hand guy on both, and I feel like both teams, had some blunders. Both teams had some rather not so pretty moments, but again, both teams delivered a great game, and I feel the right winner is in the final.
Yeah, it was kind of like a Bollywood movie where it has everything, literally. Like it's like drama, tragedy, comedy. There were a lot of comedy of errors, like in the second map, for example. Tyloo lost 4 anti-eco rounds in the first 12 rounds on Cash, right? But despite that, they were able to get the win in the end. It was super fun to watch. I wouldn't lie. I really had a blast watching that final map especially.
You know, what was incredible to watch from the Tyloo side was the cohesion. These guys seem to have their teamwork elements down very properly. They weren't over-peaking, they weren't overextending, and they weren't getting caught out in the open in one-on-one duels.
I felt it shined through pretty clear that they have as you said, they have the initial rounds beginning, they know what to do, right? But when it comes into those tight moments where it's all about the communication, it falls apart a little bit for Tyloo. We saw it in a lot of those anti-ecos you just referred to. 4 and 12 round trays, that's more than you would ever accept, on any team. That's just too many, and a lot of those rounds were down to 3 versus 3s, 2 versus 2, where you have to have the communication on point in order not to lose them, and I feel that's where Tyloo lacked throughout the entire series. VP won not the better team in this one. They definitely had the better team play, I felt. Definitely had the more experience, but when it came to the aim, Tyloo were just on point, They made up for those mistakes they made throughout the, let's say, bad thinking-wise.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, like how we saw, for example, right, there was Xcrit holding from Truck with the UMP, for example, when you want to hold a better position. So that's a weird decision-making right there. At the same time, when it comes out to clutch in a 1v2, 1v3, they played it so smart. There's somebody in that 1v3, I think the way he played that one, he lost the duel at the end, but they have some great decision-making. At the same time, they sometimes just have brain farts. I don't get it.
Well,
what do you think about it?
I think, honestly, this Virtus Pro, with the lineup acquisition stuff that we've talked about or is in the news right now, it's in an interesting spot, and right now could be a pivot point for them. But will it be, I think, is the question.
I think they're going to go from here with head up. I think they did an honorable presentation of themselves, and bringing in Snatchy is going to be a completely new lineup for them. Pasha is no longer going to be the AVP, despite him having a great tournament. It's going to be all Snatchy now. As said before, VP, for the first time in a while, they've done the right thing. They brought in some new talent, and I think it's going to be a great second half of the year for the VP guys.
It's going to breath of fresh air, one might even say. We actually do have an interview standing by with Matt Andrews. It's going to be Exacurate here from #1 China team, Tyloo.
Yeah, thanks, Trace. I do have Xcurate. I have a finalist right here at IEM Shanghai. Tyloo in the grand finals in China. That's a dream come true.
We feel really happy because finally we can take the revenge against VP, because last year in CAC we just lost to VP in the semi-final also, so right now we can go to the final, especially for our home court, so we're really proud about it.
Yeah, that was an interesting game when you played them before. We had an interesting game here as well. We talked with you guys as we went through that. So 3 maps at the end and a lot of overtimes on the way, a proper fight.
Actually, when we practice against VP, we're really comfortable, but I don't know, today we have a lot of miscommunication, especially on the second map. And then for the third map also, we lost too many eco rounds. I think for tomorrow final, we're gonna try to fix it.
Yeah, you've got time. We've got to find your finalists tomorrow, and then we'll be back the day after that and see who you're going to play out of NRG or Gambit. What are you going to do between now and then? Lots of odds, or do we need to sort of chill out and just get ourselves together?
I think after this, maybe we're going to chill out first, because actually we're really hungry, and then it's really hot here. Yeah. So I think we just chill out. And maybe at night we're going to practice a bit.
And I guess you're going to need to sign a few autographs as well, because there's a lot of people with us here at IEM Shanghai, and they all want to congratulate you and Tyloo making it to the finals. Anything you want to say to all the fans?
For our Tianlu fans, thank you for watching us. Thank you for support. Tianlu Chayo!
China might be #1, Xcurate and Tyloo. You are through to the grand finals.
Oh, man. I love that signature on the camera stuff. We saw it in Brazil, and it's really a cool addition to the broadcast. And another cool addition would be Tyloo in the finals.
Yeah, for a change, they are in the grand finals of an event. I forgot when was the last time they won or came close to reaching the finals of a pretty decent event, right, when you have EU teams playing. But that being said, we saw some nerves. They said they made a lot of mistakes, and that worries me, because they're going to be facing off against the winner of Gambit and NRG. NRG look pretty decent right now. Gambit are an upswing as well, so either of those two teams, when they're going to be facing off against Tyloo, they make those many mistakes, they're not going to be that forgiving like VP was.
I definitely agree. They need to calm down on the mistakes and play a little bit more cohesed and together. Otherwise, it's going to be a tough one, especially against a team like NRG, where they're to win against Gambit. That's one of the teams that are great at punishing, stupid mistakes and communication mistakes. So Tyloo, well played, fair play. They're in the final. That's a great step towards great stuff. But if they want to win the entire thing, Trace, they have to step it up a notch more.
Yes, they do. And, well, you know, you're probably wondering why we're talking about Energy and Gambit, and that's because they are squaring off tomorrow. We can show our playoff brackets so that you guys can understand exactly how it all came together here for the playoffs of the Intel Extreme Masters Shanghai. Tyloo have secured the grand final spot, and then Energy and Gambit will battle it out tomorrow for the remaining one here at the China Joy Expo, which, might I add, is a little rowdy right now.
A little?
Yeah, it was actually popping off when Tyloo was getting rounds.
It's hot, it's sweaty, and there's so many people. I just went out there to go to the bathroom, and I saw there were so many people who didn't even know the game, just sitting there cheering with everyone. It's very infectious. And you know what? I would love to see more events happening here. I want to see a bigger event happening in Shanghai in the near future.
Well, you say it's hot, you say it's sweaty. It's not quite Dust Moretti. However, that does it for us here. We're going to be logging off and closing the broadcast. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Tomorrow, we'll be back here from China Joy for the Intel Extreme Masters Shanghai 2018. It's going to be Energy, and it's going to be Gambit, and you don't want to miss it.